Hi guys, for this video, video number 10 for the Canon EOS 60D, we're going to have a look at camera setup menu number 2. Okay, video number 10, camera setup menu number 2. First item we're going to have a look at is the LCD brightness. Okay, now I recommend leaving this set to 1.1 level and leaving it there because it's going to affect how you judge exposure from the JPEG preview that comes up when you are shooting. You can change this brightness, okay, up or down based off this grayscale white and black levels that you can see there to get that dialed in, and a preview image, that not being a particularly good one. Okay, I generally leave mine set in the middle. Now some cameras will have auto brightness, that's something I recommend you turn off as soon as you get the camera, because it's not particularly useful because it's going to shift going from bright to dark on you and affect how you judge your exposures, so leave that there. If you do struggle seeing the screen in bright sunlight, then stick it under your t-shirt, but do explain to your clients or models what you're doing because it kind of looks funny you're sticking your camera under your t-shirt. Anyway, right. Date and time, we can set the date and time, of course, fairly self-explanatory. In fact, you probably would have already done this, let alone doing it at video number 10. So we shall cycle through, come away from that. Language, English or Japanese. Your camera, depending on which region you bought it in, may have a few more options. Some firmware updates may well bring more options or corrections for the languages as well. But it's worth noting where that is, just in case you have someone craftily set the camera to a different language on you. Has anybody ever had that done onto a mobile phone? Yes, I have. Video system. NTSC or PAL, two different regions. Typically, NTSC is US, and PAL is European. Okay, NTSC being 30 frames a second or 29.97, and PAL being 24 or 24 point whatever it is. You can choose these based off the region that you're working in or the frame rates you want to work in the video mode. More on the video mode will come later. So we'll leave that there. Sensor cleaning. Uh-oh, scary. Now what happens with this? Auto enabled, this is what you see when you turn the camera on or off. So we can see there, sensor cleaning and sensor cleaning. There we go. That's what happens whenever you turn the camera on or off. Now, if we go back into that menu, oops, do it the quick way, we can do it by saying clean now. And it does the same thing, basically. Okay. Now, what we can also do is clean manually. Now this is where it gets real scary. This will lock the mirror up, giving you access to the sensor, or at least the filter in front of the sensor, to clean it with something like an Arctic butterfly, a static brush. Don't stick a rocket blower in there and blow dust around. I hate people recommending that because it's wrong. Use something like an Arctic butterfly or wet cleaning solution with swabs. If you are unsure, then get a professional to do it for you. You'll hear the mirror lock up. Now, make sure your batteries are fully charged when you do this because you don't want to have a swab inside the camera and the batteries to run out and the mirror to lock back down. That wouldn't be good. Now to reset this, turn the camera off, turn the camera back on, and there we go. And the last item on this menu, oops, is lock. And this is for this dial here on the rear. We can have it so it's enabled or disabled. When it's enabled, and when you're shooting, say looking through the viewfinder, working in, say, like for example, aperture priority mode, or even manual mode, you need to hit unlock to make this active. Okay. Also hitting unlock to make this active so you can change AF points. The reason why you might want to have that enabled is if you're prone to knocking the dial a lot, causing the exposure compensation to shift, the aperture shutter speed value to move depending on how you've got the camera configured, then you might want to have it locked so that doesn't happen. I tend not to do that really. I'm used to not having a lock enabled on the 5D as well. That's a physical switch that you can set, so I tend to leave this disabled, but it's handy to have there. In fact, the one button on the 60D I tend to knock is this thing here, live view, or the video record mode. I'm always knocking that and then getting the viewfinder goes dark and oh, there we go, there's live view. Okay, so I like that to be disabled really. There we go. So this is the options for camera setup menu number 2. Remember, set the brightness of your LCD and leave it there. Okay, set your date and time and your language. Sensor cleaning. Again, if you're unsure, get it done professionally. It does cost money. That's why I've invested in the cleaning stuff and do it myself. Save money in the long run. But it's up to yourself. Okay, it's your camera. Any questions, stick them in the comments below. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in video number 11.